Many hands make light work. If there are multiple people coming together, pooling their resources, sharing the resources in a way that prioritizes serving the essential needs of the people involved, the people who are participating, then it becomes much more easy for people to have what they need. But those people have to be sincerely interested in living quite a simple life, a life that is dedicated to peace and meditation and spiritual inquiry, because that's a very simple objective, and it's a very simple lifestyle that serves that. You need a lot of time and a lot of space. You need to inquire into, so you need a lot of time for space where you can not to be busy, and you can relax, and you can spend time in presence without having pressure of must achieve this, must go here, must do this, without having so many deadlines and schedules, a non-stop routine, you know. There must be time to abandon the self. Can you, at the very deep level, can you identify the pressure that you are under right now to be here in this conversation? The pressure that you feel to come up with a question, to inquire and pay attention to these words, to understand them, to hook onto them and stay attuned to that. You understand that's a pressure?
Yeah, for sure.
So, to explore a moment in a day where you can close your eyes, not be under any pressure. The body is fed, it is hydrated, it is laying down in a secure space where you're not going to be bothered, you're not going to be moved on, nobody's going to come and attack you or hurt you. All of the essential needs are met, and you can rest fully and totally in that contentment and feel no pressure to get up and to do a thing or to serve someone or to help with a thing. You can rest, and you can allow your mind to be totally absorbed in presence, in which every atom of your being will relax, slow down, and dissolve. And in that process, all of the aspirations of the mind and the body and the brain, the person, all of those aspirations disappear, settle. All of those stresses dissolve. How often do you allow yourself to have that experience? How often do you allow yourself to fully, very deeply relax? How often do you allow yourself to die? To practice dying, as if you were laying down on your deathbed and there is no returning to the world, there is no returning to this body. You're putting it down to abandon it once and for all. How often do you get to experience the deep peace of death? That's a question for a person to answer for themselves.
Yeah, so it's surprisingly relaxing laying down, and you know, I think we talked about it like, okay, I'm laying down to die now. And when you're in that space, it's just like everything that your brain can come up with does not matter whatsoever.
These are practices for the person. These are practices for the one who is seeking, the one who seeks peace, who seeks to know peace. What is meant by that is, if you can get out of the way, that self, that person, that identity, that bundle of psychology and memory and objection and objective and conditioning, if you can remove that, there is only a total natural serenity, a total natural peace of the mind itself, the mind which is present with the whole of the universe. And there is only, in that space, there is only naturally whatever is happening without control, beyond agenda, beyond scheming, beyond planning, beyond organization. And so if you put yourself down, which is when we say the practice is for the person, the one who wants to die, if you want to put it that way. For that person, that being, that entity, allow that one to settle and die, and all that remains is the inherent bliss and peace of mind, or pure mind, or the universe, awareness. That's all that remains. In which, if a stress was to arise, it would be felt and faced and relinquished immediately. Not clung to, not grasped at. The clinging is the action of the identity again. The one who feels all of the pressure and expectation. So you practice dying. Now, in relation to our previous talk, and in relation to this problem of helping people collectively do this, you must see that the current model of economy of society has been established by that identity. You know this, you can identify this very easily by looking at how does a country, how does a government, how does a population determine its success in life. Are we profitable? Are we making progress? Did our army increase? Did our profit margin increase? Did we make more money? Did we make more things? Okay, so that's how governments and countries measure their life. And each one of those elements requires a never-ending, perpetual feeding and support. You have to sustain that. You must forever be involved, and next year you must do better than you did this year.
Yeah.
More pressure must be applied next year. We must find better ways to produce more, to make more profits. Better and more and more and more, and it's just never ending. And so you must see that society at large currently is governed by that force, and you can no longer follow along with that, because the very thing that sustains that in society is that thing within you that is trying to sustain the pressure and expectation that you must meet that demand. And you want to go against that. You want to allow that to die within yourself. And so then you must be prepared to abandon that element of society. It's one and the same. These are not separate forces. The thing in you is there because it was conditioned into you by this society. It is there because society is operating the way that it is, and has been operating the way that it has been operating. And you want to overcome that. And that is why people are encouraged to step out of that paradigm in the modern world. Stop chasing and seeking, and stop accepting the same pressures and expectations, and stop subscribing to the same goals and objectives that society has. Stop identifying with the borders and the nationalities and the cultures, religions, histories, stories. I mean, is this obvious? This is not, it's not hidden, is it? It's not hidden.
No.
What is it then? People just aren't focused on it. They're not looking in the right way, or you know this already, but you're not doing it, or what is obscure about this? What is the barrier for people? So you're telling me that you can't keep up with the insanity and also practice in the way that we express. Duh.
Yeah.
Yes, no, you can't. The reason you can't is because in order to overcome this within yourself, you must abandon it within yourself. The knock-on effect of that is you must abandon it in your daily life. You cannot possibly subscribe to the insanity and have to keep up with the demands of the insanity and also overcome it within yourself.
Yeah.
That's like saying you want to go on a fast, but you also want to eat. Well, which one do you want to do? You can't fast and eat at the same time. And a fasting of the mind is necessary in order to abandon the impurity of the self-ego corruption, the warmongering, selfish, hateful, fearful entity. We must fast the mind, and that's what the practice is for. That's what mysticism is for. So make a choice. That's why it's hard, because society doesn't want you to rise above it for the most part. Your boss wants you to keep showing up at work, putting in all the hours to make the money. So unfortunately, you've kind of got to decide which way you're going. If you can find an environment that doesn't put profit first, that affords you your absolute essential needs and helps you to maintain that and access that, which cares about your enlightenment and your peace and actively encourages that, and the environment is designed, the schedule of the environment, if you want to call it that, the government of the environment holds your enlightenment and your peace as a very high priority, and then all of the resources are turned towards your enlightenment and your peace and your time and your energy and your happiness, genuine deep happiness and relaxation. That environment you can be a part of, because it's going to genuinely serve you. But if the environment tries to make you serve its agenda, then it's going in the opposite direction.
Right, yeah.
You can test it for yourself. Show up to work tomorrow and talk to your boss, or talk to the people that you're hanging around with and tell them, I want to open up more and more space and time and energy in my life, so I'm going to be detaching from busyness, from overactivity, from excessive finances, excessive money. From now on, I'm only interested in really earning the money that I really need to survive and live in meditation, and see how the environment responds. If it doesn't support you, then it doesn't support you, and it tells you everything that you need to know about it, about the environment.
Right.
So then find a new environment, find new friends, find new acquaintances, find a new place to live. And beware that there are forces at work in this world that are making it very, very, very difficult for people who make that decision.
Yeah.
Which is why, how about you connect with other people who want to do the same thing as you, and find a way through it together. Support each other, help each other. Some people already have resources. They can help you, they can share those with you. They can help provide for you, and you can help them sustain their own life and potentially maybe take care of the property or the place, or offer yourself in service to that, knowing that it is there to serve you. So these are all things a person must ask of themselves in their own life, and then answer and stand in that answer and live in that answer as lifestyle.